Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment pleased, and we are welcoming in the sulky Bjorn Bernie Noren. I'll get it right, Bernie. I know you were on the road here. You had some road trouble coming in, right? A lot of traffic on the turnpike?
Yeah, there was traffic on this turnpike.
And you had, I think you had a pony in tow, right?
Yeah, I had one horse with me. Yeah.
A little horse, right?
Yeah, it's kind of big.
We have no idea who this horse is.
Kind of big horse.
Assistant trainer, of course, for Åke Svanstedt. You've got to be pinching yourself sometimes. You've truly lived the dreams of a little boy growing up. I was reading that you were 10 years old. You would work for free. You go and get experience working with the horses, right?
Yeah, when I was 16, I started after school. I started work for a trainer, and I took care of 10 horses, and I worked for free 2 years to learn experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you traveled a long way just to get to the stables and so on, right? So
yeah. I traveled. It took me like an hour in the morning with a bicycle and bus to get to the work. Yeah.
That's terrific. Well, you came to America in the mid '90s and had a Harvard education working for the master himself, Jimmy Takter. 12 years with Jimmy Takter, and you got to work with some great horses like Moneymaker and Cadaver and the whole lot.
Yeah, no, it was great. I come August 5th, 1996. I come over work for Jimmy, and I got to be a second trainer for him all year 2000, and had a great years working for him. He's a master of trainer, and his training capacity is very impressive.
Well, tell us about first of all, how you got hooked up with Åke Svanstedt, how that happened, and you were on your own there for a while, and you were in Ontario as well, but how did you hook up with Mr. Svanstedt?
No, he called me up one day and he said he's going to come over and ask if I want to come and join him and help him out in the barn and with everything is going around the barn. So me and my wife is talking about it, and we look at a good opportunity. I like to be in the A game, and I was looking for that.
All right, well, let's talk about the big horse, of course. Well, before we get to him, how about your Sylvain? Gave the Svanstedt stable the biggest win so far in America here. A new acquisition. You made a rousing first start in 8 months here. A 7-1 upset in the Hambletonian maturity, and this was a big move down the backstretch. Drew clear in a world record performance at 1 mile and 1/8.
Yeah, no, it was a great win.
And after that race, were you surprised at the way that horse won so easily?
Yes, I was surprised he won that easy too. I know he was fit to going a good mile, and when he moved on the backstretch, it was almost walking in the lead. So he got to the lead pretty easy there too. But he's a good horse. I was seen a horse for a long time when I raced for Brad Maxwell, and I know the horse have a good head and he likes to win. So.
Well, on and on we go. He's in tonight. Sebastian K, of course, surprised many of us when he won his first start here in a world record 150-1. And then came, much, much more, including a stakes record here in the Cutler. He just kept it going.
Yeah, no, he had a perfect winter. That's probably the first winter Åke told me he could train perfectly in warm weather, good tracks, You need to train in Sweden on the winter tracks. He had a good summer track down there, and he's feeling fresh, he's feeling sound, and he had no problem training down this winter. So.
And this horse really doesn't see the circle. He doesn't really train on the round track as much as he trains on that straightaway in the deep sand, right?
He never trained on the round track. He only trained on the straight track, yes.
And was there any surprise with this horse? Of course, he had a great reputation in Europe. He was the Swedish Horse of the Year in 2012. But did he really take to the mile track here and the mile distance at the Meadowlands?
Yeah, of course the horse likes mile racing, and he likes it when it's more even speed over here in Sweden. They leave from the gate and they pull up the race and then they go to the end. And over in America, the race is a little more even speed all the time, and he likes when they go even speed. And he has always performed well when Åke start training the horse, and he'll be doing very good.
All right, well, let's look at the June 28th. Certainly a milestone of Pocono Downs. Åke Svanstedt sort of seized the moment there. Ideal conditions over that nice clay surface right there. And under these ideal conditions, he responded with the fastest mile in history. What are you thinking here in the deep stretch?
Oh, I was just screaming. I was just hoping it goes so fast he can and could break the 150 barrier. But when they come up 149, it felt unreal, But the horse really responded in the race, and he just get better and better for each race he'd be doing. So.
That horse could have gone a lot more that night. Maybe not a lot more, but more that night.
Right? No, you never know. If you had somebody, next to him, you know, overstretched, but you know, he might could have gone a little more that time, yes.
That was certainly a total dominant performance. Now, you went up to Canada, won your elimination for the Maple Leaf Trot very easily. A very, very ideal type of prep race for him, right?
No,
for that race.
the track was perfect, and it was a good track that night, and everything was perfect in that elimination race.
Well, things turned terrible here. The conditions were just awful on the night of the Maple Leaf Trot final, and Sebastian K suffered that nose loss right here as Intimidate's going to nail him on the line. Now, if he wins by nose, if Sebastian K wins by nose, nobody's going to be critical of Sebastian K. Not that many were anyway, but, you know, he got stung early, a minute middle half, and then, you know, basically just got out sprinted. But he doesn't like those off surfaces, does he?
No, they told me he never really raced good in off surface in Sweden, and with his kind of big gait he has behind, he works a lot, and when they let him on the track, it takes a little bit out of them.
He was barefoot that night. He races barefoot, what, every race?
Yeah, so far he'll be racing barefoot every race, yes.
And how did he come out of that race?
He come out of the race good. We shipped him home to the farm he was at that night, and he eat all the breakfast, and shipped him home on Sunday, come back to the barn. He was full of life, and he got out of the paddock, happy as he can be, and it's been a great week. He trained a little easy on Wednesday, and he's been in the paddock the rest of the week. So.
And he'll be barefoot tonight, as usual, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and you were praying for no rain today, right?
Yeah, no rain, no.
Well, good stuff. We're looking for a rebound effort there. You've got a couple of others on the card tonight. Race 2, the 10 Wicked Little Minx. Now, these are pacers, of course, and are these the first pacers that Svanstedt has trained and driven in his life?
Yes, that is, yeah.
So it's an interesting, what does he think?
Oh, he likes them. He likes the pacer. You know, it's still a lot of learning how to train them and everything, but he likes to train and drive them, and I think it's funny too.
Well, I guess he's learning a little from you. You've had pacers.
Yeah, I have pacers. I like pacers. It's good pacers you always like.
Well, this pacing filly, Wicked Little Minx, made a break in the Sire Stakes final. What happened there? Do you know?
Unfortunately, Åke drew right up in the horse in front of him, and she made a skip there. But this is a really nice filly, and the post 10 going to hurt a little bit tonight, but she is a really good filly.
Now, Åke did admit that he would have to adjust his driving. He was a 5-time or 3-time driver of the year in Sweden, but had to adjust his driving to the driving style here.
Oh, he's a very versatile driver. He's probably one of the better drivers was in Sweden, and he's good hands, and he had no problem to adjust the driving. A little bit about timing in the race, but he get quickly into that, and he has no problem. And all the other drivers, be very nice and helpful in the races and after too. So.
All right. One other one is a pacing colt by Western Ideal in race 3, the 4. His name is Badix, Hanover. Looks like he found the Sire Stakes a bit too tough.
Yeah, I think he needed a little race a little bit. I think he's just going to get better and better in more racing, but hopefully can do a good race from here and then go on, So.
All right. So you've got Legends Farm, Wrightstown, New Jersey. SvanstedtStable.com. You got the website as well to keep track of the stable. Muscle Network, what's his status?
Just for the moment, he was not at 100% sound in the last race, so we have to do the wet work on him. But he's coming along good, and we're gonna put a couple of good training on the sand track here for him, and hope he can come back. And he's have a stake race in September up in Canada, so we are gonna have him ready for that.
All right, and Heaven's Door, New Jersey Sire Stakes champion. She looks like a monster.
Yeah, no, she is really a high-speed filly, and when she went the 52 miles, she was really, really good, and she was good really last time too in the race too. Was getting close to the end of Jimmy's filly there, Shaky Carry, but hope we can get a good post, and she should be in the top 3 in the final, I hope.
Okay, so that could be the Oaks right there, but you still need the Hambletonian, right? Last night, Don Can Go. First start of the year, lightly raced, 154. Looked okay, dug in, held on. Don Can Go in Hambo.
We see him Monday, we see.
We're going to find out on Monday. All right, and you got a slew of 2-year-olds. In fact, isn't your stable predominantly 2-year-olds, right?
Yeah, mostly 2-year-olds, because, we got a couple of horses that from Jim Oscarsson when he left America last year. I had a couple myself. We bought a couple of them, but, mostly we had a 2-year-old that we bought in sale. That was the primary thing we had, yes.
All right, and your wife Laura, your daughter Vanessa, son Emil, are they watching via simulcasting? You want to say hello to them?
Yeah, I hope so, and I'm going to go see them next Sunday. I'm going to go see them for a week, and hopefully they can come back soon.
And one more question, Bernie. Why on earth the Philadelphia Flyers? Really? Come on. Why the Philadelphia Flyers?
That was a funny story, because when I started working for Jimmy, the blacksmith Connie Svensson, he is a big Flyers fan, so he took me to the game, and I liked how they play, and I just got more interested in. I like the style of playing, and it's a great
tough,
hockey. Yep.
Right? They're bullies.
Yep.
They're rough and tough guys.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I like.
The Broad Street Bullies. And, of course, Connie Svensson has Captain Primo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, the former captain. Well, Bernie, best of luck with Sebastian K and the rest of the Svanstead stable. Go Flyers, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, and hopefully a good night.
All right. Bjorn, Bernie, Noren right here in the air chair. Up next, we've got Wendy Ross, and we'll tee up the adios and tonight's action.